Hello everyone. We have been solving quadratic functions, quadratic function features, and quadratic function related transformation and translation. So one of the question here, um, you can pause the video and you can just read the question. Okay. So there's an object launched upward from a platform and 10 meters above the ground level. Okay. So why would I put this one in the quadratic function and its application? Because its shape is like a quadratic. So there's a platform which is 10 meters above the ground level. Okay. There's an object here, launch vertically upward. Okay. Definitely after some time, that object will come down and will hit the ground. Okay. So let's assume that this is ground level here. So object is here. So this type of question actually related to quadratic functions, some piece of quadratic function we use here. It's not a complete piece of quadratic function, but we see here an object thrown. So we have a vertex point here, means where object is holding the maximum height, and after some time object is falling down and hitting the ground. So it's a kind of x-intercept here. When we read the question carefully, so here there are some important information that we can underline them. So object reaches its maximum height at 88.4 meters above the ground level in 4 seconds. So for this type of question, horizontal axis represent the time, okay? Horizontal axis represent the time. And vertical axis here represent, let's assume that there's a vertical axis here. Vertical axis represent. So since object is thrown at the time is 0, so we assume that this is 0, comma 0, which is the origin, okay? This is height. Y-axis is the height of the object, okay? So in 4 seconds, object is reaching its maximum height. Because of the coordinates of this is 4, comma 88.4, okay? It says after 8.2 seconds in total, objects hit the ground. It means that this point is 0, this point is 4, and this point is 8.25 seconds, okay? Which means that object stays in the air 8.25 seconds. But after 4 seconds, objects reach its maximum height. As you see here, let the function h of t represent the height of the function, and t is time. So even you can change it x as t, okay, and y height you can change as h of t, okay. That is also possible. Which inequality describes the domain of this relationship? Domain means x means possible x values. In this scenario, in this case, domain related to time. So it means that how long the object stays in the air. Okay, how long? So when object is launched, when t was 0. Okay, when object hit the ground, t became 8.25. Everything happened in between this. So domain means t time from 0 to 8.25. There is no action after 8.25 seconds, and there is no action less than 0, means at -1, -2, there is no action. Because of that, domain of this function, which is represented here, should be from 0 to 8.25, okay, which is A option. I hope you got the answer. Okay. There is another question I want to continue parallel to this question again. If it is with calculator question, definitely you can do it easily. But previous question, there is no equation of the function given. Here, there is a company. You can pause the video and you can read the question also. So, there is a company develop a new video game console. After completing cost analysis and the demand forecast, the company has determined that profit function they have given like this. As you see, profit function G depends on G, and G is number of consoles sold. So it's a quadratic function, how we understand here, because G square is here. And it's a negative here, negative 250. This quadratic function faces downward, okay? So it may have a maximum profit also, because that is the profit function. So it may have maximum also. But this question, it is not ask maximum, minimum, or something like. In this question, they ask, what is domain? So when you are selling some console, so the height of the function is related to profit, yeah? Related to profit. Height of the function related to profit. As long as you sell many consoles, you get more profit maybe, and later maybe your profit will decrease. Because of that, for domain of the function, we need to see the x-axis, okay? X-axis. Here x-axis represent what? Number of console, okay? Number of consoles. Number of consoles. And the y-axis represent the profit, okay? How much they will get profit. Because of that, when we look at the number of consoles will be my domain, because along the x-axis I need to move to find the domain of the function. So let's dive into the options. All integers. Is it possible on all integers? All integers means negative, starting from negative infinity till 0, and continuing like till positive infinity, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or negative 1, negative. So all integers not possible, because we are talking about number of consoles. So if you are running a company, either you will sell 0 consoles, or you will sell many consoles, 1, 2, 300 consoles, tons, 1,000 consoles. Even you cannot sell, for example, decimal consoles, like 10.5 consoles. You cannot divide the console into some pieces and, okay, half you cannot sell it, because if you're selling a console, that we need to consider is a complete item. So complete item will be counted as 1. So number of consoles since domain, all integers, yeah, we can say all integers, but some integers consist of negative numbers as well. But we should not consider the negative numbers. All integers greater than or equal to 0 means you will sell no console, it's okay, acceptable. 1 console, 2 consoles, 3 consoles, 4 consoles. So all numbers means they are the number of consoles that you are selling, okay? All numbers will be whole number and positive numbers, means all integers greater than 0. Not rational numbers, like for example, half console. You cannot talk about 1/3 console, okay? Rational numbers will not be correct answer. Okay, all integers will not be correct answer. Or rational numbers bigger than 0 will not be correct answer. Here we are talking about number of consoles. So number of consoles should be all integers greater than or equal to 0. Thank you for watching the video. See you in the next video.